Live from the sold-out Glass House in beautiful San Diego, California, it's the Men in Blazers Media Network.
Good job.
We're gonna cut that out.
Good job. This is not a live show, right?
Thank you guys for catching me on that one. I need to be clearly reading the cards right up here. Live from the sold-out Glass House in beautiful San Jose, California. It's the Men in Blazers Media Networks, the Women's Game Night of 1,000 Stars, presented by our great friends at Nationwide. I'm Sam Mewis.
And San Jose, I'm Rog Bennett. And it's incredible to welcome you all to one of the greatest days of the year, NWSL Final Eve. In front of a packed house tonight to celebrate a clash of clashes between two teams on their own hero's journey. Washington Spirit and Gotham. In the poetic words of Jaden Shaw, underdog my ass. Sounded better out of her mouth than mine. But Sam, you have been in 5 finals. What does this moment feel like? Look at her. Look at her there.
This is it, really. I mean, this is the biggest moment for these players. This is why you do preseason fitness testing. This is why you travel across the country, what feels like every week. This is why you train so hard and fight all season long to get this opportunity this weekend to win the whole thing.
And it's incredible that the whole enchilada is going down here in the Bay Area, your magical kingdom of ideas, of execution and creativity and change.
So much of the things that drive our lives have been founded right here in this hub of innovation. It's the birthplace of the companies that make our phones and computers, the companies that really connect us all, that bring us breadsticks at 10 p.m. What did we even do before DoorDash?
What did we do before breadsticks, Sam? Look, this is also the place that gave the world the company that changed human civilization. And I don't like to be hyperbolic. Yeah, I'm talking about Ghirardelli Chocolate Company. I mean, seriously, it's the only way to brownie. Am I right?
This is also, and the UCLA in me finds it hard to admit this, go Bruins, one of the richest incubators of college talent in the nation. The Stanford Cardinals have sharpened the skills of the likes of Kelly O'Hara, Kristen Press, Julie Foudy, Katerina Macario, and Naomi Girma. A fan favorite. The California Golden Bears gave us 2-time World Cup champion and Olympic gold medalist, Alex Morgan.
And my favorite, Santa Clara. Up the Broncos. That footballing Hogwarts that produced Brandi Chastain, Ali Wagner, Leslie Osborne, and Danielle Slayton, who only went on to found a little team you may have heard of, Bay FC.
Before there was Bay FC of the NWSL, there was the San Jose Cyber Rays of the WUSA, who, led by none other than Brandi Chastain, won the WUSA Championship in 2001. Later in 2010, players like Shannon Box, Christine Sinclair, and Kelly O'Hara took home the WPS Championship with FC Gold Pride.
A lot of Cyber Rays fans here, am I right? The embodiment, though, of the football passion that radiates out of this region happened last August when an NWSL record 40,091 fans. Look at that, Bay FC's game with the Washington Spirit. It's the show at Oracle Park. It is incredible. It's the largest crowd a US Women's Pro Sports League game has ever had. To me, honestly, this that we're looking at is a pathfinding vision of what women's football will soon look like across this land.
Finally, they figured out how to make baseball fun. They just turned it into soccer. There is also World Cup history here. Palo Alto was the place on July 4th, 1999. Cindy Parlow and Michelle Akers both scored to lead the U.S. to a 2-0 win in the semifinals of the Women's World Cup, on the way to winning the World Cup and redefining what it meant to be a woman in sports.
And now, next summer, just 203 short sleeps, the World Cup will be back in our loving arms. And yes, it's the lesser World Cup, it's the Men's World Cup. But it'll still be immense to experience 6 games right here, Levi's Stadium. Soccer's coming home.
But before that, there is the not small matter of the NWSL final. Basically, thank you. Basically, what we have in front of us is a comeback story versus a Cinderella story. You've got the Washington Spirit back with a vengeance after coming so close to championship glory last year, falling just 1 goal short in the final. Then you have Gotham FC, the team whose late season slump had some questioning if they would even make playoffs. But they've pulled off upset after upset in the postseason to prove that they deserve a fairy tale ending.
An epic rumble, and the aim of tonight together is to revel in all of it with some of the stars who play in the game and others who are shaping the league that we love in this nation. Tonight, I hope, is about the power of community, your community that you've embraced us in. It's about creativity and, above all, the connectivity and joy that NWSL football can bring.
Before we begin, I do want to say a quick thank you because this Night of 1,000 Stars live show is made possible by our great friends at Nationwide, who are the presenting sponsor of the incredible Lauren Holiday Impact Award. Since 2021, Nationwide has contributed more than $470,000 to nonprofit organizations designated by clubs and player nominees through the Nationwide Community Impact Award. It is truly an honor to celebrate this award here tonight at our show, and it is all thanks to Nationwide.
We'll get into all that in a moment, but are you ready for our first guest, San Jose? God tell you, my brain works like now, whenever I'm mentioning San, I'm like, which one is it? Which one is it? Which one is it? God bless you, it's the good one. But we're going to bring up someone who knows that better than anybody because she's one of your own, someone who can situate us in your enchanted realm, the Bay Area, someone I admire as a person, as an athlete, as an incredible pathfinder. She was a ferocious force on a football field, a reputation she manifested in 1999, holding a nerve in a penalty shootout to deliver in our nation's hour of need and giving the world one of the single most indelible images in American team sports history, an image that honestly changed the way the entire world of women's football was seen.
This is a woman who was the entry point for so many in women's football, myself included. There's not probably a person here around my age in their 30s who doesn't remember this iconic sporting moment and how it shaped our young lives as soccer players and fans. Best of all, she is a local product of Archbishop Mitty High School. She has gone on to bring the NWSL to the area as one of the founders of Bay FC. It is a joy to welcome Brandi Chastain.
Sorry, I forgot you have to use the microphone here. Okay. You know, I'm not of this generation, but I think I feel like doing a selfie with all y'all, so let's stand up. Let's go. All right, here we go. Come on. One. Hey, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Thanks, Rog. All right.
Brandi.
Sammy.
Welcome. Okay, so you grew up.
No. You welcome.
Thank
This
you.
is my home.
You grew up right here in San Jose, which has gone on to become one of the most fertile regions for the production of women's soccer talent. But incredibly, when you were a part of the first U.S. Women's World Cup team in 1991, there was no American Women's Professional Soccer League. When you were just a young kid.
Oh
my goodness.
Look at that. I was young once.
Wow.
Oh, man,
So when you
eyebrows.
were just a young kid growing up here, what did you imagine your soccer trajectory could be?
Oh, I didn't. I thought I would play in the NFL. It's what my dad watched on TV, and it's what my godfather, he actually was in the NFL during the leather helmets era, and I liked being physical, so I thought I would be a linebacker. Honestly, I didn't think about soccer being my career. Soccer was just my love.
What was your early relationship with soccer like?
I think for most people around me, it was like love-hate. And for me, it was just utter competition all the time with myself. And to be honest with you, I was a really bad teammate. Because I went to an event recently and it said, okay, put your name and then give your nickname underneath. And so I was really honest and I wrote ball hog. Because when I was a kid, I just wanted the ball. Like, I loved it so much. I loved scoring goals. I loved the way it made me feel. My grandfather actually said, hey, we need to have a talk. And I said, okay. He goes, I'm going to give you $1 for every goal you score. And I was like, I'm going to be a millionaire. This is going to be amazing. And he goes, but I'll give you $1.50 for every assist you make. I was like, oh, you're the devil. Like, but no, that was one of my first soccer lessons that really hit home and has stayed with me today. But I just love the game. I love it more today than I did yesterday, and I'll love it more tomorrow. And then Saturday, I'm gonna just be so full of love, it's gonna be like coming out of my pores. I don't even know what to do with myself.
We need to get the takeaway from this story. We need to get Brandi Chastain's grandfather to coach the US men's national team. Because he's a footballing genius. And by the way, that jersey, they need to start wearing that one again. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's solid.
It's solid. It's solid. It's a good one. A US jersey that we can all adore. But you played at a time with boys when you came through. As Sam said, when you played for the US team, there was no league for you to even think about. And so much has changed since. And we want to revel in that, to be honest. Because you played such a key role in that. One of the most transformative moments, we all know this, came off Brandi's foot, 1999 World Cup. Just an iconic moment for not just for football, but for America. By the way, not just for football, men's and women's football. This woman changed all of it. For those who weren't alive back then, and there's a lot of you in the audience, I'm being serious. Women's football back then, it's hard to believe, was still in the periphery. People thought it couldn't be a commercial business. People thought crowds would not come. And then the 99ers of Mia Hamm, Michelle Akers, Brandi Chastain became an absolute national sensation. The final in the Rose Bowl, 90,185. China were the powerhouse. Game went to penalties. The story's amazing. Score was tied at 4-4. The whole world expected the US to send up an attacker. It's what you do. But my lord, up came Brandi Chastain, a defender. She took 6 steps back. Look at this run-up. I mean, my God, talk about icing yourself. And then your coach came up with the crazy idea of having you kick with your weaker left foot, reverse mind game. It worked. You were so clinical. Brandi, what I admire about you, knowing you now, because you embody this, is your bravery, your tenacity. And I want to know, what do you do to overcome fear in moments like this when your life, your team, the whole women's game, and its future was resting on your shoulders in this moment? I'm asking for a friend.
Yeah. Can I phone a friend? Honestly, Sam knows this. All the players that you're going to watch this weekend know this. You know, every day you dedicate yourself to being the best player you can be. We know we're not going to be perfect, but we strive for excellence, and we strive to get one more pass or one more run or one more finish. And we support each other with that notion that it's okay to dream big. It's okay to think that you can be braver than what people have seen. I think when we were thinking about the World Cup in 1999, and the Women's World Cup Committee said, hey, we're going to do this in a big way. We're going to do it from West Coast to East Coast, North to South, in big stadiums. And everybody was like, can't be done. Nobody's seen it. And on the outside, we're like, we're going to do this. And on the inside, we're like, oh my God, are we going to do this? But I think we soon realized that, one, there was nothing to lose. There's never anything to lose when you try. When you put yourself out there, you give honest work, you support your teammates fully, you know that you're going to have to do your job and half of someone else's, if not more than that. And good things can happen when you have a good collective team. And to be honest with you, these women are still my greatest friends. They're the people I lean on in tough times. And when Coach Tony DiCicco brought me back to the national team after the '95 World Cup, which was very hard to watch. I was a world champion. I was cut from the team. I came back, I played every minute in the Olympics in a position I'd never played before. And then we go on to win the next World Cup. And he put me in a position to do something that I've never done in my life until that moment, which was take a penalty kick with my left foot in a game. And so when I think the trust and the respect that we built on this team was just that. When you know you have that, you feel you can do anything.
Well, I hope I'm not going to spoil what comes next in this moment for anybody in here. Brandi, you score this penalty kick, turn around, whip your shirt off over your head, and celebrate in your sports bra, abs out. And this picture is so powerful. So here's what I want to know. This is such a huge moment, had such a massive impact around the world. How do you understand the power of this moment and its connection to everything that has happened since?
Wow. No, I mean, I know that's an honest question, and I think there's a lot of weight that comes with that. But really, I think how I have broken it down over the decades now is what did it mean to me when I was in my late 20s to 30s, in my 30s to 40s, and now 50s, and I'm a grandma, and I have 3 grandkids and 2 girls that play soccer, and what does it mean to anyone who was at that game? I love asking the question, why did you watch? Why did you come? Who did you come with? Where did you sit? Tell me what you were feeling, because I need to know those things. And for me, that was a very honest, organic moment. I love soccer. I've already said that. I can't get the smile off my face when I think about what it means to me. And that was not done with any, I hope this happens. I was never meant to be in that position. Mia Hamm was supposed to score 2 goals. We were going to win 2-0. That was my hope. But we found ourselves in this situation, and, everybody steps up because we believe that, we can.
I mean, it's a lot of life to be. I will say it's very moving being here on stage, having lived that moment as a spectator, to see that up on the big screen, to know that in this crowd tonight, so many of you are living your memory, as Brandi says, about your memory of that second. And here you are sitting before us talking as a person that grew up with no football professionally, when you were loving the game as a kid. And now, not stopping pathfinding, you started with 3 of your US teammates, the incredible Bay FC. And I only took the jacket off because I didn't want to get pulled into People magazines who wore it better, because it's always Brandi Chastain. But this season, you made history when over 40,000 fans came from all points to support this team against the Washington Spirit. We showed the image earlier, the stunning afternoon. And we've heard about Brandi, the little girl who played just for the love of the game. She had to play with boys because no girls were playing, came through, no professional league for you to think about. So can you tell us, when you sat there, Oracle, 40,000, an owner of the team, looking around, the sound, the excitement, the memories, the connectivity being made, cheering on an NWSL team you yourself had brought to life with your heart and soul, what did that feel like for you?
All the holidays, all the birthdays, all the New Year, all the celebrations, it was all the feelings. There was a lot of hard work, obviously. I have to give a lot of credit to the front office staff, because they took on a project that was near impossible to create a staff, to have a team, to get rolling in 9 months. That was incredible. Nobody tried that. It's like insane. But honestly, I'm so grateful to all the fans, to all of you who show up to the games. You come to the tailgates. You take a pocket sandwich into the game like I do. That's my favorite thing. I welcome everybody. No, but being at Oracle Park, I think you said something funny. You said, "Oh, we made baseball exciting by bringing soccer," but I just thought that day was quite remarkable. Our team worked really hard. Again, credit to them for the hard work that they did to make Oracle Park soccer ready and sell all those tickets. Thank you for buying a ticket and showing up and being there. This lifelong endeavor that I've been on has always been about one thing, and it's the people. I won't remember all the goals. I won't remember all the assists. I won't remember, well, I will remember the own goal. That's a hard one to forget. Good life lesson. But I feel so connected to the people. And being in that stadium was really, we were one team. We were there to support and celebrate and cheer on women's soccer and cheer on Bay FC.
You've been the catalyst for some of the most pivotal moments in our sport. And right now we kind of find ourselves at the precipice of another enormous opportunity, not just this weekend, but with women's sports and women's soccer in general. We're finding ourselves with this opportunity to witness players turning into superstars. One save, one tackle, obviously one goal can turn a moment into a movement, into something as big as what we just saw on screen. Brandi, what are you looking for this weekend in the NWSL Championship and all of the events around it that will signal to you that this league and these players are ready to make another leap?
Well, I think first and foremost is what we've already done. We had the award show, right? We celebrated the players who have just had incredible impact in this season. So I think that just is a start. I think everybody coming here to my hometown and sharing in the vibe that's San Jose and women's soccer, that's incredible. I think in terms of, of course, a big play or a big moment sparks everybody's imagination. But again, I go back to people. The networking, the meeting of people. Please take a chance to meet someone who's in your section. Say hello. How can I help you? What do I have to offer you that you might need? That to me is really where we're going. I think we are changing the landscape of professional sports because our players care a whole hell of a lot about their teammates, the game, and the future. And that 1999 team really embraced that in a way that was so overpowering that it's led us to this day.
Amen. It's such a beautiful... I got to say, to be around you, Brandi, which I love being, is to be really... I learn something every single time from being with you, not just about football, but about life, your tenacity, your audacity, your sacrifice, to be honest. All of us are standing on your shoulders, and we owe you a debt of thanks. Really, really, really. There's one more task, quick one. We're going to ask everybody tonight. We're on the NWSL Finals Eve, Washington Spirit, Gotham. I need you. You know what I'm going to say. No. What am I going to say? Oh, shit. San Diego. There you go. San Diego is having quite a night tonight. Oh, my God. By the way, we're going to work with you. We need fact checkers in this organization at big time. So just to recap where we are, we don't know what city we're in.
Yeah, we do. We're in San Jose.
In about 50.
Come
on! Thank God. By the way, Washington Spirit and who? God bless. My name?
Rog.
I don't...
Sammy.
There you go.
You guys should have said Christy to get me back.
we got the basics down. My name, Sam Kerr. Nostradamus, the game for us. Brandi Chastain, what kind of game do we have in store? What do you see in your crystal ball? We need a final score.
I'm kind of partial to the long game. So I see this thing going into overtime, and maybe we finish in penalty kicks.
Wow.
I mean, that would be fitting for me.
Who's going to be the Brandi Chastain of the event?
Ooh. Marta. Gosh. I have to be honest and just tell on myself, I'm terrible at predictions. So it will end in regulation. Honestly, I'm so happy for both of these teams to be here.
I love this answer, by the way.
No, I am. And I was hearing people talking at the media thing about the underdog. Who's the underdog? And I was like, none of these teams are the underdog.
Cyber Rays.
Cyber Rays. No, I honestly, I don't want to lose friends. I don't want to.
Brandi, I'll save you. I'll let you out of this right now. Okay. We'll just move right along. Yep.
I think that's fine. I'm hoping. I'm hoping for.
I'm okay with that.
No, for me, honestly, I hope we have multiple goals. I hope we have no penalty kicks. I hope we have some miraculous free kicks. I would love to see 5-player combinations for a goal. Like, for me, that would just make my day. And then I could drop the mic and be done.
I hope all of that comes true. Yeah. I really do. Brandi, we are so happy to be celebrating the end of the season here with you and Bay FC in the birthplace of women's professional soccer. And I know that I speak for so many people in this room right now when I say that you and your teammates really ignited a love and a passion for the sport for so many of us in 1999. Without you and your emotional celebration, a show like this and even a weekend like this might not be happening at all. So thank you.
Well, it's my pleasure. I appreciate it.
San Jose, please be upstanding for one of your own, the incredible Brandi Chastain! Chastain.
One star down, just 999 stars to go. How's everybody feeling? Me too. And if anybody needs anything, I am willing to DoorDash us all some breadsticks late night tonight. Okay, the final's only 48 hours away, the culmination of such an incredible journey this season. It's been a season of wonder, of record-breaking crowds, soaring expansion fees, and blockbuster transfers.
And to celebrate it all, put a finger on the pulse of the growth of the game that we love in the nation that we adore. It's a joy to welcome back the Puppet Master, someone I love for her dedication, her values, her passion for the game. Magical to welcome back before this final. It's the NWSL Commissioner. It's my friend, it's Jessica Berman.
Jessica,
Did you guys just have me follow Brandi Chastain?
We did.
That was mean.
I know.
That was mean. I forgive you.
It's a Hollywood rule. Never follow children, animals, or Brandi Chastain. It just can't be done.
It's mean.
Jessica, congratulations on another incredible NWSL season. There were so many profound and touching moments this season, from Louisville making playoffs for the first time in club history to the game at Oracle Park, which we've talked so much about already. Another one of my favorites was Angel City's tribute to the retirements of NWSL legends Kristen Press and Allie Riley. And all the way to Luana's triumphant return to the field after battling cancer. And as commissioner, you have lived this season close up. Is there a single moment out of all these beautiful moments that you cherish above all the others?
I don't know if I have recency bias, but I had the good fortune of being at 5 of the 6 playoff games in the quarterfinals and semis, which was incredible.
Which one did you miss?
I'm not answering that question, Raj. And it was only because it was physically impossible to get there, or I would have been there, to be clear. One of my most memorable moments is one that you actually mentioned, which is the Luana penalty kick. And I was at that match. I was sitting at that side of the field, and it wasn't just that Luana scored, and obviously her story of having overcome cancer and hearing her talk about not even knowing whether she was going to be there, be able to return to play soccer, but it was that Marta took the ball from end to end and literally, without even pausing, just picked it up and handed it to her. And it still gives me goosebumps to think about because, by the way, we have the literal GOAT playing in the NWSL. I do not know how that building is not full to the rims, busting every single game because she's still playing. It's unbelievable. And if you watch the clip of that, which every time I talk to her, I ask her, like, how did you do that? She literally passed 4 players who are probably half her age, and I just don't know how she did it. So it was the combination of Marta plus Luana that made it, I think, the most memorable moment.
I mean, football is at its best when it transcends football, and seeing Marta, the greatest goal scorer ever, the most hungry goal scorer, realize that in that minute and do what she did is really the greatest form of human poetry. And it's what the league gives us on a weekly basis. I adore the NWSL. It's fascinating to watch it grow. On the players' side, home of 3 of the top 5 transfer records in women's football. These are incredible days for the game globally. There's opportunities all over the world. And NWSL has stepped in to attract the world's top talent. Transfer record breaking Jacqueline Ovier and a move to Orlando Pride. Rachel Kundananji to Bay FC. By the way, if you are having a bad day, look at that photograph and it will bring you the joy you need to attack the world. Barbara Banda, also to the Pride. And I love the representation. I took real pride in this. NWSL players, 9 at WAFCON, 11 at the Copa Femenina, incredible 19 players at the Euros. How do you view the talent battle? And what's your case to the best players in the world? Why play here in the United States, Jess?
Well, first let me say that we made an intentional decision in 2022 to reposition the NWSL not as a domestic league, but a global league. That's not only because there's talent everywhere, but because we know that the global game is rising and there is incredible interest in developing and attracting and retaining top players. And so this year, just by way of example, we have 43 countries represented across our rosters. And in the global labor market for talent, we are a net importer of the top players in the world. So this is something we measure every single transfer window, the quality of the players, our ability to attract, recruit, and retain top talent. And our pitch, my pitch to players is really based on what I've heard from players around the world in terms of what they care about. They care about, of course, compensation and making sure that we can pay them appropriately. That is a normal thing for people to care about. It's something that you look at just like I would or anyone would when they're evaluating a job. But it's not only about their compensation. They also look at the club environment and whether they're going to be able to train and be treated like professional athletes that they are. And of course, the NWSL has more than half of our teams with purpose-built training facilities and stadiums that are full and give them the feeling that they can be celebrated every single week when they play. We look at the coaches around our league, top to bottom, and the changes that have happened in my short time here, 3.5 years, over the last 4 seasons is just incredible. We have some of the best coaches in the world now around the league. And then finally, we look at the competition, top to bottom. And we talk a lot about this. We know that these athletes in particular, and you know this as well as anyone, Sam, they want to be in an environment where they're tested every single week. And we know the players from around the world tell us that competing in the NWSL is like competing in the Champions League, except it's every single week. That is their regular experience. And so when they come to play a regular season game, whether it's the first game or the last game, they don't know what the score is going to be, and neither do the fans. And that means the players show up to compete. Yes, you're laughing because it's intense. And the fans know that they can come to the game and believe that their team can win the championship at the first day of the season.
It really does make this league really, really special, and I think is a huge draw for players like myself who played here for most of my career, and a lot of global talent that we see. I also want to ask you about expansion. I've seen firsthand how Boston plans to enter the league next year. I've been a member of the athlete advisory board there. It was incredible to watch Denver become the fastest team to 15,000 season ticket deposits. That's a lot.
By the way, that is amazing, Sam.
That's a lot. So that was incredible.
That's a lot.
And you just announced that Atlanta will be joining in 2028 after setting a record expansion fee at $165 million. Incredible. So when you weigh all of the factors, Jessica, that go into expansion decisions, from the quality of the markets to having a balanced schedule or travel required for the players, what can you tell us about your predictions for NWSL size and structure in 5 or 10 years from now?
Well, I always start this question by saying that I do not believe that there's anything structurally that would prohibit us from being the same size as men's professional leagues in this country. The reason that the NFL, the NBA, the NHL, and Major League Baseball are 30-plus teams is because our country is the size of a continent. Every single city that those teams play in can support a professional sports team. And that is the reason they are as big as they are. And guess what? We can be that big too, if we want to be. And that'll be a process that we evaluate along the way. But we certainly know that we have room to grow. And so long as there's a demand for owning the teams and that the communities can show us that they want and will invest in and support a professional team, then we will want to continue to grow, particularly when you think about how much talent there is in this country, that if we in U.S. soccer are smart about the way we develop the next generation of domestic talent, that we believe that we can continue to grow.
God, amen to that. I've got to tell you, I do want to ask you quickly about the fans, because there's so many of them here tonight. And this year was the second largest in overall attendance ever. Set that record for games, the 10,000 streak. There was the magic we've talked about with Brandi, 40,000 at Oracle Park. We're about to, the Men in Blazers Media Network, release a study of American fandom. I saw the first results today. The data on NWSL fans, I've got to tell you, I want to chat to you about it, because it is stunning. NWSL fans are so much younger, even than US women's national team fans, definitely US men's national team, MLS supporters. There is a whole new young generation, by the way, of girls, yeah, but boys too, who are fascinated by this league, the players, the narrative, the goals, the wonder. As it grows, there's something deeply singular about each of the cities, the cultures, the fan cultures. It's really beautiful to travel around and meet the fan bases in every single city. How can you preserve what makes each fan culture so singular and authentic? I think you got a phone call, baby. And invite new fans in.
Well, I think the thing that I love so much about this sport is how welcoming and inclusive those core fans are. Look, I came in to be the commissioner of the National Women's Soccer League 3.5 years ago, and I am not a soccer person. I never imagined I would be embraced, supported, and have the ecosystem really wrap their arms around me to put me in a position to confidently lead us to the next generation of growth for this league. And so I think the way we bring those fans along and let them know how much we care about and respect the culture of this game, and every single fan who I have ever met, and I'm talking about like the most avid fans, the core fan base of those supporters groups, when I talk to them, they tell me, raise your hand if you consider yourself one of those core women's soccer fans. Okay. They tell me that they want to force multiply themselves. They want full buildings. And that is not always true. in other professional sports. I see a lot of head nods, so I really appreciate that because they want this sport to be successful, they want it to thrive, they want it to grow, and so there is no reason why we can't do both. Preserve the authenticity of the culture of this game, which is so beautiful, and it is the reason that so many people are attracted to it. So we're gonna endeavor to do both.
Okay, Jessica, we're asking everybody this tonight. I don't know what we're going to get from you, but we want you to glimpse the future. Tell us what will be the score at the final whistle of the game on Saturday night.
You're going to go 0 for 2 on this one, I think, with me following Brandi.
Brandi gave a very definitive
She
score.
gave
I
a-
expect the same from you. I don't mean to put you on the spot.
She maybe found her way there, but no, you know you're not going to get an answer from me. Hopefully your next guest will give you a real answer, but you know I always give you the same answer. I root for R&R, not the kind of R&R most people think about, which is rest and relaxation, but ratings and refs. That's what I root for. Ratings and refs.
Refs?
Refs.
You root for the refs?
I do. We
Good,
should.
give it up for the refs.
They're humans. They're humans too. No. We want them
I
to
did not
want to do a
anticipate that.
good job. And since I'm the only one who roots for them, I'll be just continuously proud to root for them. Yes, ratings and refs, Raj.
I love you.
I know you
have
do.
to bail you out of this.
Someone has to root for them. They're trying really hard to do a good job.
Oh my God. By the way, I've watched a lot of like medieval movies where the peasants turn on the monarch.
Yeah, I know.
And I feel like we're kind of caught in this
I
moment.
know.
This is going so
We're
well.
trying.
This is a room of love and joy and empathy and wonder. Let's hear it for the referees, yeah?
Yes. Thank you, Raj.
Well,
Thank you.
I can only do the medieval movie thing once a show, though, so it doesn't work a second time, which makes this the last question. I do want to say, finals weekend, I love you. It's a whirlwind for you. You're like everywhere. Sometimes you're 2 places at once. You got the dinners, the live shows, the skills challenge featuring Sam Mewis as captain. Just saying. You got the parties. Oh, the parties. Oh, yeah, you got the final itself. The number of outfit changes I see you in, I'm like, oh my God, how much luggage do you pack for this couple of days? It boggles my mind. Most importantly, your energy levels, though, are consistently at 11 for the whole thing, which is humanly so bloody incredible. What's the secret?
I feel a tremendous amount of urgency to do the things that will grow this league to the place where I know every single person in this room believes that it should be. And I often wear the shirt, "Pressure is a privilege," because I really feel that way. My soundtrack in my mind is from the Hamilton show, "Why Does It Feel Like I'm Running Out of Time?" Anyone know that song? That's literally what I feel like every minute of every day, because there's so much to do and so much opportunity for us, and that's what gives me my energy. That plus I try to get 8 hours of sleep a night.
Love that. Love that.
By the way, I love you for clapping 8
For
hours
sleep?
of sleep a night.
Clapping for sleep?
Now we
Sleep's
know that we're not in
important.
San Diego, right, Sam?
Clapping for sleep.
Jessica, I want to thank you. In the time that I have spent with you, I have found you to be extremely thoughtful, and I'm always blown away by the hundreds of things you have to consider when it comes to making any single decision. I often struggle with very simple daily decisions, like what to have for lunch. So I really admire and revere the responsibility that you have to take care of so much and so many. So San Jose, if you could please be upstanding for your NWSL Commissioner, Jessica Berman.
Oh, we almost got done with that ref crap, huh?
Yeah, I
almost
deserved
ended.
it, but
Oh my God, but our next guest on the night of 1,000 stars, guest number 714, are you ready? Someone who's really an iconic footballer turned NWSL co-owner of North Carolina Courage, turned, for me, human inspiration embodied.
This is a person so giving, so inspirational. She was the obvious choice for Nationwide to honor by putting her name on the league's Impact Award for community service. San Jose, please be upstanding for two-time Olympic gold medalist, NWSL and World Cup champion, Lauren Holiday.
Lauren Holiday! Holy crap! Lauren, it's so good to see you again. You were here with us last year. You didn't learn your lesson. You made a mistake and you are back. But I've got to tell you, to be with you, you're one of those human beings when in your presence, I just want to do good. That is who you are. And we're going to talk about that for a moment. But before we dive into the Nationwide Impact Award, let's revel in what a footballing giant you were. Anyone who watched you knows this. That right foot right here was a hammer of justice. What did that feel like?
Thank you for not showing my bad first touch before I took that shot. No, I think, obviously, thank you. That feeling is amazing. Like, you know when you hit the ball, it's going in. Like, when you strike a ball like that, you know it's going in. So, yeah, I do miss that. I miss that feeling. I miss jumping in Abby's arms. You know, when you're a big girl, you can't jump in.
You can jump in my arms.
I know. You actually could jump in my arms too. I feel like the big girls, like we need someone to be able to carry us.
I feel like we're gonna stop the show.
If we need to try, we can try.
We're gonna leave script and here we go. We're not gonna do it, are we?
Maybe later.
Okay.
Maybe later.
I do want to say, since I last saw you, you've added a new role to your resume. I would have loved if we did that just for the kicks.
I don't know if this stage could handle it, honestly.
By the way, the amazing thing is, no one's like, yeah, Rog, you can do that. Both of them are on to me. There's a man in the back being like, I love you, sir. But you have become a new role, a new focus. Lauren Holiday, team owner. Back in April, you and your husband, Drew, joined the North Carolina Courage ownership group. And I'm fascinated how that vantage point changed the way you experience and now envision the growth of the game, this league in this nation.
Yeah, I think being in ownership in general, it has been something that I've been passionate about and a dream of mine for the last few years. And so joining the North Carolina Courage ownership group, it honestly, it just gives me a taste of what it is like. As a player, you don't understand or know that side, and you think you do because you're in it and you're playing in it. And I have given so many ownership groups hell. And truly I have. And then being on this side, it's like, okay, understanding it and understanding the roots of it to be like, okay, now I have even more passion to grow the game, even more passion for investment in the women's game in so many ways, not just financially, but how are we developing the next talent? Thank you guys for not putting me on after Brandi, but I mean, Brandi set the stage for so many of us, and now what are we doing? And we have the talent and we're doing it, but it's just really put me on fire for what we can do for the game in this country.
Lauren, I always admired you as a player because you took charge of whatever drill, whatever game. If you were on the field, you were the focal point or the decision maker, the player who was going to change the whole thing. And in the years since you retired, I have really come to admire how you've dedicated that same competitive spirit you had on the field to your work with the Drew and Lauren Holiday Social Impact Fund. How did your ability to make change on the field translate to making change off the field?
Yeah, I think that making change is all about relationships, right? And so there's nothing that you can do in the world, well, maybe there is, but it's a lot easier to do if people know that you care about them. And so for me, my goal when I played was, how do I get to know my teammates so well that I know their strength and I know their weakness? I know what they need to hear and I know what they don't. Like Shannon Box, I told her this morning when I played with her, she didn't need me to tell her she was great. She needed me to tell her, like, I got your back. And then that worked. And so I think on the field, whenever I took charge, it was because I truly tried to get to know my teammates to the point where it was like I could take charge because I knew what everybody needed. And so off the field, it's kind of just been natural to try to understand, wait, what does my community need? And where I'm living and what I'm doing, like, I am fortunate and I have had the ability to bless others and to be blessed. And so how do I learn more? How do I ask the right questions? And then how do I serve the people around me?
But this is incredible. This is an elite athlete. And elite athletes, by definition, are deeply selfish human beings. You have to be.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm saying that to be honest. An elite athlete has to think about their own body, their own health, their own sleep, their own every micro decision, because it impacts those 90 minutes on the field. And when I'm with you, someone that has been inspired by you and honestly has really had the chance to learn to love you, I found it incredibly moving to find you honored, your singularity, your legacy, because it is different. It really is different. Your ability to both excel at the highest levels. You did. I watched you. We witnessed it, but also to think about other human beings. That ability, not just your teammates, as you just described it, but your community. I found it very moving when the league and nationwide came, and we are about to bring the winner of this award onto stage tonight, came to name the award for impacting their community after you. Because that's the spirit that embodies that you, what nationwide is trying to embody in this award. Essentially saying to us all, no matter how busy we all feel we are, and we all feel that our life is overwhelming, that however focused you are on yourself, that you've got to find time, you've got to find space, you've got to find a way to reflect the values, the importance of giving back and giving back authentically.
Yeah. And I think you do. And honestly, I feel like my shift in mindset of, like, I was raised this way. My parents did the same thing. Like, we were very, like, community focused. So we had a revolving door. If neighbors needed something, we were there. So that has always been it. But I think it's a decision that you make. I remember in 2008 when I was cut from the Olympic team, and then they called me back after Abby broke her leg. They're like, hey, you made the team. And I remember I was so pissed. Like, I was so mad that everybody knew I was the worst player on the team. But that's how you feel. That's not how I wanted to make the Olympic team. That's not what I imagined. But I had a choice, right? I could either go to the Olympics thinking I'm the worst player on the team and I'm not going to be used, and this sucks because this isn't how I imagined my first Olympics, or I could be the best freaking teammate there ever was. And I could make sure that everybody was, like, encouraged, that I was doing everything extra on the field that I could possibly do, and I could embody that role. And I feel like when I made that decision, it changed everything in my life. And I embodied that in every aspect. But when you serve other people, it takes so much pressure off of you. And people say, like, oh, service, it's so unselfish. No, I served other people because I wanted to freaking win. And that's the truth. Like, I wanted everybody to be the best player because I am so freaking competitive that I wanted to win every game. And so that's how it started. And then when you live your life that way, it's so much more fulfilling.
So beautiful. Thank you. That was amazing. It is time now to bring on the winner of this year's Lauren Holiday Impact Award. She's a defender who helped Stanford win 2 national championships. She's also played for some of the titans of this league, the Seattle Reign, Gotham. She's currently making herself at home with the Portland Thorns, but when she isn't on the field, this player is volunteering with the Candlelighters Oregon, an organization that offers children fighting cancer and their families support and resources. Please join me in welcoming Sam Hiatt.
Let's hear it for Sam Hiatt. Sam, first of all, congratulations on this award. It's incredible to witness, and honestly, it's so well deserved. I'm inspired by your work on the field and off it. It really is remarkable to see you bring joy to some of the bravest kids in the world. So in your own words, just take a second, tell us about how in your playing world, your commitment, your devotion to your craft as an elite footballer, you took time and chose the Candlelighters, because it is a beautiful story, and you decided to serve its mission.
Yeah, well, first of all, thank you so much for having me. And I would say that community service and giving back to the community is something that was ingrained in me from a pretty young age. I think my parents always emphasized that. And, no, thank you. My parents always emphasized that, so I think that was just something I grew up with, which I appreciate that from them. But I would say this particular journey for me started back in 2020. So my younger brother, Aiden, was diagnosed with a really rare lymphoma cancer in 2020, which, as everyone knows, was already a challenging year on a global level, but then also became extremely difficult for my family. And because of COVID, we kind of had to get creative about how people supported us and how we supported each other, and whether that was families dropping off bagels on our front doorstep because that's what he would eat when he was going through chemo, or people organizing a social distancing friendly parade through our neighborhood with cars and honking when he was halfway through. And so I really just found the importance of having that community and that support during that time. And first of all, I would like to say that he is officially in his 5th year of remission, which is amazing.
Look at that photograph.
5 years. And so when I arrived in Portland, I knew I wanted to get involved in the community, and this was something that I was passionate about, is finding an organization that was helping families with kids who are experiencing childhood cancer. And we actually together, me and my brother, found Candlelighters and just really loved what they were doing, so started to get involved with them and try and see how we could help other families who went through similar journeys to ours.
Lauren, I know that when we have talked, the reason that you loved Sam and her story was because her superpower is her authenticity. I was hoping you could tell us a little bit more about why Sam has won this award and you guys' relationship with this story.
Yeah, I think when I got to go and be on the field with her, like after the game, with the Candlelighters, and just seeing like your genuine joy to see everybody there, I was like, wow, she's really in this. And I mean, you guys just heard her. She's so authentic. She's so real. I feel like she shows up the same way every time that I see her, every time that I talk to her. And like her passion for not only this, but just for the people around her is so obvious.
Thank you. And I have to say, obviously, getting to know Lauren throughout this process has been so amazing. And I think she has just really set the standard and is such a great example of what it looks like as an athlete to give back to the communities around us. And I really do think that's one of the many amazing things about the NWSL is there are so many players who are doing incredible work in their communities. Obviously this year through this award we highlighted 14 because the other nominees are also doing awesome stuff, I can confirm. But there's also so many players too who weren't nominated for this award who are doing great things in their community. I think that's just such a great part of the NWSL as a whole, the players being more than just athletes.
It's very generous of you to say that, and it deserves all the applause. I do. I think the game Saturday, the final, I feel like, why is there only one trophy? Honestly, God, why? And I feel the same about the Lauren Holiday Impact Award. Why just one trophy? We should be giving out hundreds of these things.
Look, we can give out multiple Lauren Holiday Awards, but there has to be one trophy. Right. Like, come on. There's a winner and a loser. We gotta go there. We gotta have one of those.
There can only be one Lauren Holiday Impact. I am blown away by your impact. It was really moving watching that clip of you leaving the stage last night at the awards. I loved it. And you immediately FaceTimed the candlelighters, told them that Nationwide would be giving them $50,000 to grow that goodness that they bring the world. It's incredibly moving to witness. This is the kind of light that we need in our life in this world. What kind of programs do you imagine that will be useful?
Yeah, I am so grateful to Nationwide because that is going to go so far for candlelighters. I was actually at an event a couple months ago, and it was like an auction style event, and there was a point where it was kind of like a raise the paddle part of the night. So they said, okay, raise the paddle for $300, and with this amount of money, a kid with cancer gets to go on a special excursion for a day. Raise the paddle for $600, and their sibling gets to go along, because one thing I learned is that childhood cancer really does affect the whole family. So siblings and parents, like, they're all impacted. And I just remember in that moment thinking, I really want to win, because $50,000 would do so much for these families. And so part of the reason why I chose Candlelighters is just the wide variety of ways that they were supporting families. So they support with financial aid, they provide meals to the families who are in the hospitals, they provide support groups for the kids with the diagnosis, but also their siblings, their parents. They provide activities, they connect with the Thorns, and the Thorns come sometimes. And so I just loved that they were really emphasizing supporting the whole family unit, really, and trying to make the best out of a difficult situation, but just find ways to help these families. And again, I just know firsthand the impact that that can have.
Sam, such an incredible story. Thank you for sharing this with us. We're so happy that you could be here. So I just want to say to Nationwide, thank you so much, to the Candlelighters organization, and to more of these beautiful moments we're sharing here together. I do think, unfortunately, we have to commit to the bit and ask you both to make a prediction. We are here at the NWSL Championship after such a beautiful story. Do you guys have any kind of prediction? What do you think is going to happen?
You want to go first?
You can go first.
I think it's going to be Gotham on a Jaden Shaw goal.
I will go Gotham on a Rose Lavelle goal.
Oh my goodness. Well, you heard it here first, everybody. Literally first, the first committed answers that we got. Sam, congratulations again. And thank you both for all of your work. Lauren, thank you for being here. San Jose, please give it up for Lauren Holiday and Sam Hiatt.
Let's hear it again for Sam Hiatt, Lauren Holiday. God, that was incredibly uplifting. And just let it be told that when you do good for society in your community, you have no fear about making predictions in public, Sam. It's a trade-off. That's how it works. It's time for the main event.
I know. I am so excited to introduce our next two guests. They are World Cup champions, NWSL veterans, two of my very best friends. They're the perfect players to represent Gotham, our Cinderella team this weekend, because there are two players who I have seen firsthand never accept defeat, two leaders that I would follow into battle. And I have to say all these compliments before they come out here because they would make fun of me if I said it to their face.
One is an incredibly versatile player, one of my favorite players in American football. She's a Swiss Army knife, really in human form. step into whatever role her team needs, dedicated to growing her soccer IQ. I mean, she is, through force of will, willed herself into one of the most elite footballers in this nation right now. And I think she's become one of the most beloved characters in the game because of it.
And joining her is a determined, freewheeling force on the field, capable of firing off shots that are as beautiful as they are dangerous. Truly one of one. She's a World Cup hero. They're both international treasures. And this one is the pride of Cincinnati.
San Jose, please be upstanding from Gotham and the US women's national team, Rose Lavelle and Emily Sonnett.
Stage. I love this. It's like we're at a slumber party, and Rog is here.
Worst slumber party guest of all time. And while I'm delighted to have crashed your party, the two of you really are two sides of the same winning coin. Look at that photograph. By the way, they invented that. It was ripped off for the movie, but it's grace and grit. And you two have played everywhere, domestic leagues, the biggest tournaments. You played all over the world, NWSL. And this is not even your first time sharing the same roster. And I was wondering if you could start off just speaking about what you both love about playing with the other one, because it's incredible to watch the two of you.
Okay. Me and Sonnett have actually had to do this a lot in the past couple of weeks, I feel like. It's a good exercise for us. You go first.
You can start.
Okay. I think that Sonnett does a lot of the like intangibles. Like there's so much that she does. Obviously we like see all of the great defensive work that she does, but like there's so many intangibles that you don't see and you don't realize unless you play with her. Like she's the organizer on the field, she's the communicator, she's the problem solver. Like she's the person everyone's going to fix it. So yeah. She's the leader. Like,
Thanks, Rose. No, when I think of Rose, I think one, her leadership. She is kind of like, lead by example. She's not always the loudest, but the way she plays, you really want to lean into it. I think one of your best attributes is the ball at your feet. You're so fast without the ball and with the ball. It's incredibly frustrating to be playing with you every single day in practice.
That's good.
And that's enough for right now.
Yeah, that's good. You guys can do me now.
Yeah.
You can say what you like about me now.
do you want us to?
No.
Okay.
Are you sure?
I want to talk about Gotham's journey throughout this season. The team got off to kind of a difficult start. Last offseason, Gotham parted ways with some of their big stars. Rose, you were out recovering from injury. And then just 3 games in, team captain and defensive stalwart Tanner Davidson tore her ACL. And it felt like the team's depth was depleted, just as the rest of the league's teams were kind of finding their footing. And so Sonnett, as a veteran and leader of this team, as we've just heard, what kind of conversations were you having in the locker room early on when things weren't quite going your way yet?
Yeah, sure. I think understanding that it is a long season, you're going to have, down period, you're going to have ups, but I think something that's really important that we don't get too high and we don't get too low, but how do you come back to the basics? With injury, there's obviously huge shoes to fill, but having a pretty deep roster and people being able to step up through the season has been great.
Nice.
Ty did. By the way, you can just get away with doing that for every answer to every question you get for the rest of your career. It would be amazing. Just like every interview, just be like, nice. But I am going to ask you one, I hope for more than... By the way, you can nice me on this if you want. I know you'll nice me on this, because I'm going to say, I watched a lot of Gotham games, and that season did start to change when Gotham was playing. At the time, we thought they were fairly fearsome. Casey Curran, 75th minute. Indeed, you were 2-0 down. Enter one, Rose Lavelle, back from injury. Nice. Look at that. I watched you at home that game. and you just seem to float freely around the field. It was like mischief and magic that you were just effortlessly dispensing. What was it like for you, though, that transformational moment on the inside?
I don't know. I think anytime you come back from injury, it's like I think it keeps things in perspective. Obviously, it was a long time away from the game, so I think when you go into a moment like that, it's just kind of like find the joy in it. And I think that's what I always try to do, just in general. I think like I'm playing my best when I'm having fun, so I think I always try to go back to that. And obviously, an injury is hard, but I feel like if I can remember why am I doing this, it's because it's something I enjoy, it's something I love. Then I think it makes the hard moments a little bit easier.
Is that something mentally that you're telling yourself before you come on to try and tap into that?
I think I just am like, I think like through injury, you have to remember to give yourself some grace. And so I think in those moments, that's like kind of a way to allow myself to give myself some grace. It's like to be like, just enjoy this. Like you've prepared for this, you have put everything you can into this. So just like go out and have fun.
The world needs a lot more grace. And ultimately, we're going to fast forward because your reward for making it into the playoffs was to face that footballing buzzsaw, KC Current. They just experienced one of the most dominant footballing seasons in NWSL history. 21 of their 26 games were winners. They finished 21 points ahead. Goal difference, it was bonkers, plus 36. I could go on and on and on. But spoiler alert, they lose this game. But we didn't know that at the time. You go into KC Stadium, it was bloody freezing. They hadn't lost a match. Look at that. That's like
chilly.
It was cold.
Look at that. When you look at that photo, you're like, why did I come to NWSL? Is that what that photo is? It was bloody freezing. And worse, you had Ted Lasso there. And he was rooting against you. You only had the nicest man in the history of television. And he was genuinely hoping you'd fail, but you punished the Goliath team. Look at that. You pushed this team into extra time, fended off attacks, mounted your own, and then the 120-minute, seconds away from penalty kicks, Katie Stengel only went and did this.
Thank
Okay,
God.
Sonnett. So I imagine KC Current Stadium is loud. You apparently are becoming really well known for always having something to say. And so I imagine at this moment the stadium was really quiet, and I'm wondering if you were just like uncontrollably trash talking the Teal Man.
I think if I had a chance to talk to him, I probably would. But if he is still around this weekend, I'm hoping he's a Gotham fan.
It's going to have to be after witnessing that goal.
That blue doesn't come off, so he doesn't have a lot of choice, does he? But after the game, Jaden Shaw had one of the most beautiful, iconic pieces of poetry when she was asked about the Gotham playoff run, and she simply, quite elegantly said this.
I'm sorry, but like, underdog my ass. Like, we're not underdog.
Underdogs my ass. By the way, just say this out loud. If that line doesn't win the Nobel Prize for Literature, I just don't even know anymore. But I want to know, do you carry an underdog mentality? You know, or do you say, as Jaden's hinting, do you see yourself as dominant winners? What is the self-image this team has? And honestly, Rose, how long has it felt like that?
I think honestly, like we had a disappointing end to the season, and I think we know with the group that we have that like that wasn't the standard that we had for ourselves. But I think like with that said, going into playoffs, it's like a clean slate. It's a new season, so I think we just have so much confidence in the group that we have and in the talent that we have. So I think like we leaned on that confidence that we have in each other, and knowing that like the games that the last half of the season, like that's in the past, and this is like a clean slate, a new journey and a new job for us. And yeah, I think it's been like going well.
Nice.
Nailed it.
So you beat the Kansas City Current in the quarterfinal, big upset, but your work wasn't done. Next up is defending NWSL champions, the Orlando Pride, in the semifinal. This is a team full of incredible stars like Jackie Ovalle, Marta, but Gotham drowned out all the noise. The game was deadlocked for 96 minutes. I was just settling in for extra time when, in the dying moments of the game, Rose, you secure a free kick just outside the box. You and Jaden Shaw set things up, have a mysterious conversation behind your hands, and then this happened. I wish I was in that hug. It looks so fun in there. I do want to talk about Jaden Shaw for a second. She came to Gotham only late this fall after she had a tumultuous season with the North Carolina Courage. She couldn't seem to find her footing there. And her arrival at Gotham was a shock to a lot of people, but she had such an immediate impact on your team. Sonnett, can you talk to us about the energy Jaden brings and what it means for her to be here in the final with you in Gotham?
Yeah, I'm obviously being familiar with Jaden. What's so funny? That's crazy. I'm back to Jaden Shaw. It's been incredible to see Jaden kind of, totally. It's been incredible.
No.
Sorry, you started it.
I know. So Jaden came to our team, and I think someone with that high caliber of player, being able to jump into a roster like this immediately was huge for us. Knowing her, obviously, from US, I actually trained with her a little bit. We were both at Spirit, so being really familiar with her, and hopefully she was comfortable coming in. I'm only happy for her. Obviously not working well at North Carolina and coming and being able to be comfortable, finding connections with Rose, Esther, people up top, and then obviously showing up in big moments. Can't be prouder of her, and obviously riding this wave, and she's doing great.
Yeah. Yes, I agree. We're all very happy for her.
Thank you.
Thank you for your mature answer. I really appreciate it. So something we all learned after the Orlando game, you guys had to travel to Kansas City, travel to Orlando, is that you had to go to Orlando with your bags packed for San Jose. You've been on the road this much, but also that your team was like, we're going to be ready to go if and when we win. You didn't doubt that you'd be here in the final. Now you're up against a really motivated and talented Washington Spirit team. This is one of the NWSL's most legendary rivalries, Spirit versus Gotham. These teams have met more than any other teams in league history. Overall, the Spirit have won more, but this season, they haven't beat you guys. The teams drew twice, and you guys won once. You've both played for both clubs. Why do you think these are the clubs having success in the league right now? What are both Gotham and the Spirit doing right?
I think when I'm thinking about my time at Spirit and my time at Gotham, that both teams have been so talented when I've been there. I'm just thinking about the matchup for this championship game. Spirit has so many incredible players. They're dangerous in the attack. They have great, having Defender of the Year, Tara. They're top to bottom a really great roster. I look at our roster and it's kind of the same. It's so many weapons, but I think whatever both teams are, culture and what people want to go to those teams, and they're kind of continuing to attract talent. And now being, I think you said we're the most played.
The two teams who have played each other the most times.
Yeah, and I just feel like it's an exciting game every single time, and being able to have that kind of I'm not gonna say rivalry, but this competitiveness between the two teams. I think people want to be a part of it.
This final is coming up. You're gonna
No, I thought that was great.
I've just saved you from I just saved you from a one-word answer. Go on.
Thank you for that.
Good. It was good.
Perfect.
Really good.
I want to do a hypercut of this interview. Just Rose's answers, just fast cut together. It would be genuinely amazing. And young footballers watching, be like Rose Lavelle on the field and also off it. Play, speak with your play. One-word answers only forever. But Emily, I want to say you are I said this in the introduction, you're one of my favorite American footballers ever to watch. Your spirit, your tenacity, your leadership. You've had a long career, a really bloody long career. You've won a lot. And I know early on you spent a lot of time fighting for minutes on the national team. You were really, I thought, completely and utterly, constantly underrated. And I know you're going to hate this part and you won't want to hear it, so just put your fingers in the ear. Last 2 seasons, it feels like you've always been Emily Bloody Sonnett. You've been epic. But the last couple of 2 seasons, it feels like you've been getting yours. Emma Hayes talked about you as a role model for players everywhere. Players should be like you, she said. You've led a Gotham backline this season. When they needed you, you led this backline, conceded second fewest goals, claimed all the clean sheets, 3 against the Spirit, I'm just saying. And your passing numbers also amongst the league leaders. I could go on and on and on. This is your 10th season. This is a long wind-up. She's going to give me a 3-word answer because she hates this. This weekend could be your 3rd championship. Honestly feels like you're in a new level of your era, late on, 10 years in. How do you experience it internally, honestly?
I haven't really thought of it. I got asked today in media, is like, this is going to be, your maybe 5th final. I was like, it doesn't really feel like that. I think one of my teammates used the saying, chop wood, carry water. And it's kind of like just the task at hand. I'm just really focused on the process of it all. So I haven't, knowing how disappointing maybe our season was and how we had to really refocus into just 3, or hopefully 3, but performance from quarterfinal to semifinal, my process from day to day, and I think you kind of speaks to maybe my long-ish career, is that I'm really focused. I'm really focused on the day to day, and it sounds cliche, but it's like you kind of have to be, so you can stay consistent, so you can be available for rosters, you can play for teams that have been successful at the professional level and playing in championships, and also staying healthy to do that and be selected. I think that's just how I've kind of thought about it in the process for now getting here this year.
That was the master deflect answer of all answers, and I love it and I admire it. Godspeed, man.
More than 3 words.
It was beautiful, Sonnett. Rose, your mom was actually at last weekend's semifinal, and there's this great photo of you guys hugging afterwards, complete with a tiny fireball shot, which is the only size of fireball shots that any of us should be consuming. For those in the audience that don't know, can you explain the Lavelle's fireball tradition?
Yeah. My parents are like social butterflies, but they have been tailgating my games since high school. And they started this tradition when I was at Wisconsin. Whenever we scored, all the parents would take shots of fireball. And then when I turned pro, then it was like, okay, we'll just do it when I score. But now, the threshold for taking it is so low. We'll be together as a family at my brother's house, and they're like, we'll be watching any sports team, that we're not even connected to. They're like, the Eagles just scored a touchdown, fireball! And we're like, I never take them, but but my siblings are like, we can't keep up with this. It's too much. But yeah, they sneak them into all the stadiums, and it's like I say, it's like a clown car. They're just pulling them out of everywhere. I'm like, how do you have so many? But yeah, that's the deal.
What do you think it is, the uptick? Because I love it. I do think life is about celebrating moments whenever you can. I'd never thought about just celebrating teams you don't care about moments also, which I'm now going to do.
Yeah.
What do you think their uptick is about?
I think they just like a good time. They like a good time, and they're like, let's the more fireball, the funner. Yeah, they're convincing. They'll get everybody.
Fireball endorsement incoming.
Yeah.
You've talked about how many accolades. We've talked, you wouldn't talk, about how many accolades that you have. World Cup winning goals, Olympic gold medals. You've delivered massive moments. Look at that. Go back to that one. Can we just go back to that? I mean, utterly massive moments in massive games on the biggest stages. But the one big win, this is incredible. We had to fact check this 72 times. That's eluded you is an NWSL championship. Where would this stack up, and what would it mean to you with this team?
Yeah, I mean, I think that this year has been, we keep saying, it's been such a roller coaster for us. I think we've obviously had really high highs, really low lows. We've had injury. had some wild travel, especially with the CONCACAF games. So I think it's been a pretty like tough year in a lot of different aspects, but I think like the way we've handled that adversity has really set us up for this moment. And I think we just have like a really, really special group. So I think being able to like win on Saturday would just mean so much with how we've been able to handle this season and do it together and stay together. So yeah, I think it'd be really cool.
Fireball.
Fireball. As much as I miss playing with you both, it always brings me so much joy to get to watch you play, especially together. And I always envisioned us reaching certain milestones together. And while I may not be on the field with you anymore, I am really grateful that our friendships have extended beyond being teammates. I cheer so hard for you both every single time you play. I brag about you every chance I get. And I always say on the podcast that this job would be so much harder if my friends weren't so good at soccer, because I would have to like criticize you, but luckily I never have to do that. I'm so grateful to you both for saying yes to coming out on this show multiple times this year. Thank you. And I just want the best for you both. I'm really excited to watch you play on Saturday. And yes, hopefully take a little fireball shot after.
We got to get these two back to camp, but before you go, we want to make a memory for the audience so they won't forget. We're going to turn the house lights up. Come join us at the front of the stage. Photographer Dario about to come on. We're going to take a photograph. Be on your feet, San Jose, Emily Sonnett, and Rose Lavelle. Let's do it. Emily Sonnett, Rose Lavelle.
That was so great. Sorry for getting the giggles multiple times and derailing the whole show. I feel like we're supposed to be like neutral, mature journalists. But how am I like not supposed to root for Gotham? Those are my friends.
Oh, who else is rooting for Gotham?
And who here is rooting for the Spirit? Well, good, because our next guests are two players who are examples of everything that has made the Washington Spirit such an unstoppable force this year. One of them is a player who used this season to grow from rookie phenomenon to sophomore soldier, becoming a fearless transition cheat code for this team. She proved again and again how essential she is for this squad. They're tenacious, tattooed warrior from Mississippi.
And she's joined by a young centre-back who plays with the gravitas of a seasoned veteran, building a dynasty of her own in DC. She's a leader on the back line. She has supernatural intuition. She's also the pride of Sheffield, the beating heart of Yorkshire, and the lioness of DC.
Please welcome Hal Hershfelt and Esme Morgan. Esme, welcome back to the championship. 2 years in a row you've been here. The Spirit and championship weekend are closer than Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo.
Not possible.
I don't know if that's possible, but Hal, I want to tell you, I really admire your play. I love your story as a player, tenacious military kid, the singular personal rise to soccer success that you've talked about so beautifully ahead of this championship game. And I think this journey actually starts with pain at the end of last season's final. I mean, it was heartbreaking at the end of it. This photograph, which I look at on occasion when I...
Got me a 4K.
There you
That's
go.
crazy.
I mean, it's like this is what a photograph which is sadder than Tracy Chapman's fast car, and this is you looking at someone else lift the trophy, and bringing back bad memories. You'd speak to footballers, and they harbour memories like that and turn them into motivation, in which the rest of us mere mortals do not do. We just lie on the floor like Natalie Imbruglia, just absolutely shattered. How long does that feeling last? And was this moment really the fuel for all that's happened since then?
I mean, yes. Coming into this season, I feel like an expectation for us as a group was to make it to another final because that was so devastating. And I mean, we're here now, so that's pretty nice. No, but for sure, I'll remember that forever. I mean, the picture speaks for itself. It's a little embarrassing, but we're really excited to be here, so.
The team started the season with so much promise and motivation, obviously, but you, Hal, suffered an injury in the opening game, and there were actually quite a few injuries that took players off the field this season, including to Trinity Rodman. In my experience with injury, it can be one of the most isolating times for a player. You're rehabbing on your own. You're missing so much of what goes on inside the team that happens on the field and in the locker room. You're kind of on your own schedule. But I feel like that isolation doesn't really exist in the Spirit team. It seems like the players on the bench and injured are just as big a part of the action as everybody else who's playing in every game. How do you think this team creates such a sense of community?
I mean, it's just been from day one. I feel like it's just the culture that we kind of stepped into. I mean, even last year was my rookie season, and I feel like the older players kind of took us under their wing immediately, and I think that's why we were so successful our rookie year, and I feel like we now do the same for new players coming from abroad. So I feel like it's just, a domino effect, and I feel like we've kind of grown into it, and it's like a big family. We love it.
I mean, the themes of the season have almost been about community and challenge. You had the injury, not just to Trinity, but midway through the season, your head coach, that young prodigy, Jonathan Heraldez, left, was replaced by Adrian Gonzalez, previously been interim earlier. Coaching changes can be hard. They can derail a team, but somehow the Spirit only became stronger. You went on a 16-game tear, a win streak. Esme, can you talk about how did you summon the resilience to turn what for other teams would have been an absolute nosedive into such a positive, soaring moment?
Yeah, I mean, today when we were at Media Day, a lot of them kept asking, you've been through a lot of challenges this year as a team with the injuries, coaching change, pregnancies, etc. And I was like, it's only now that you're saying that I realize we have, because I feel like we're so together as a group that we just kind of embrace these things and take them in our stride and don't really stress too much and think, God, this is such a disaster. It's just like, okay, this is happening. We're just going to keep cruising along as we are. So I think because we're so bonded, we kind of just get on with things and take everything in stride and, yeah, don't get too flustered in moments that otherwise might be quite difficult.
Yeah, I mean, incredible. I think I always find it so refreshing to hear the attitude that is going on in the locker room versus what we and the media and the outside are imagining is going on in the locker room. You guys really are in a bubble and you're there for each other in a really special way. I do want to just take one moment to talk specifically about Trinity Rodman, your teammate. She has been on a journey herself this season through injury, a lot of ups and downs. Can both of you or either of you talk to us about what makes Trinity such a special and important part of your team? Who is she to your team?
She's such a bubbly character. I love having Trin in our team. Every time she comes into the changing room, she just brings so much energy. On game day, she literally always comes in, slams her locker, and is like, game day! So, we're all like, okay, it's time, ready to go. But yeah, she's just such a fun, bubbly character. We love having her around, and obviously on the pitch, she's an absolute star as well. So yeah, we love Trin.
I can say, for as strong as you looked in that spell in the regular season, that postseason journey started with a real battle against Racing Louisville. I've got to say, I watched them and I do applaud their coach, Bev Yarnes, for making their first ever quarterfinal. Incredible leadership. this was a game at home for you in Rowdy Audi, your fortress. Louisville was physically impressive. They were not going to lie down. They didn't want to just say that was our first ever quarterfinal. They wanted to proceed. I think every single Spirit fan was nervous. I mean, just look at Trinity.
So this game went all the way to a penalty kick shootout, but Hal, you didn't let the pressure get to you at all. You stepped up, you buried your very first professional penalty kick ever, and I actually want to watch it back right now.
Oh, okay.
Was that really your first ever professional penalty?
In like my life, not just professionally.
Oh my God.
Adrian was saying the lineup, and I was like, oh, yeah, quarterfinal PK, let's go. Like, we're good. So, yeah.
Talk us through that for one quick second, because that is humanly, unbelievably, it was a beautiful penalty, but what was going on inside your head?
I normally just like gaslight myself in moments like that. I'm like, girl, you're good. Like, it's fine. I was feeling nervous going up to like the little center circle, but then when I was walking up to my PK, I was like, this is fine. First of all, we have Aubrey Kingsbury in the net. Like, come on. So, but it's like we've practiced this so many times, guys. We have like little fake PK shootouts. She's laughing because it is the most insane thing you've ever seen. We have staff climbing on the fence, like yelling at us, being like, "You're ginger," and I'm like, "I know," like bullying us, like while we take our PKs. And it worked, you know? It worked. It worked for my first PK ever.
God bless the Spirit for having no HR department whatsoever. That photo, by the way, is incredible. I look at it. Sports psychologists study penalties and say that when a player scores and celebrates with just utter surging confidence, it increases the success percentage of all the teammates that follow. And I don't know if you're aware of that. But in that moment, you weren't aware of it at all, were you? You're just losing your crap.
No.
What did that feel like?
Oh, it felt amazing. I mean, to just be able to sink it. It's just like, I know that my teammates, like even before I walked up, they're like, you got this. Like, you got this. We have full confidence in you. And I was like, you know what? Yeah. So, I mean, it felt good that it went in. And I mean, like, we won. So that was also nice.
The Spirit really put on a show in this game. Esme, I know that you climbed up into the rafters to celebrate with the fans after the game, which was another incredible moment. You put on another incredible show at Rowdy Audi in the semifinal, where you took on one of the great teams of the league, the Portland Thorns, who are in their Olivia Moultrie era. This was seamless Spirit football. You guys played so well. You were knocking at the door from the first moment, so it felt destined that in the 26th minute, Rosamond Kouassi went on this incredible run that we also get to watch back, luckily, now.
What's it like to watch that?
Just so good. She's amazing, like, actually. I mean, she won that before half. She started her run, like, near the end line, which is absurd. Went to the other end line. So, I mean, you know, she's crushing it.
I mean, Hal, you spoke earlier about that moment that you lost the final. What did that feel like in this moment when that whistle blew? Redemption almost, and you realized that you were going to come here and you again, I mean, it's a beautiful photograph. Think about that first photograph. Look at this second photograph. This is not just football. This is life, that you worked so bloody hard, you overcame, and now you have this second chance.
Yeah, I was just thinking, like, we're so back. Like, just having that game, like, playing, like, what you said, like, playing like us, like, fully, it just means the world to be able to hit stride like that right before a big game like this. So it meant a lot.
Esme, what has your journey into American playoffs felt like as somebody from England where you don't play in playoffs very often? I have seen you Esme and I were teammates at Manchester City a few years ago, and I have seen you like fully embrace the Americanness of playoffs, of do or die games, the intensity that you're bringing. What has this transition been like for you?
I flippin' love the playoffs. It's so fun. Just the chaos and the drama and the tension. I love it. Like when Sandy arrived in January and she came, I was like, Sandy, we just have to get top 2. Like we have to get home playoff games at Audi.
And you're talking your fellow Lioness, Sandy McIver, goalkeeper for the Spirit.
Well, yes. I mean, she converted from a Lioness to be Scottish, but we won't talk about that. It's okay.
Too much information.
It's her who would care, not me. I always tell her she's part English. Anyway, yeah, so I was explaining to her, like, you don't understand. Like, the playoff games at Audi last year were, like, some of my favourite football memories. So to get there again this year, I was then explaining to all the new girls it's going to be so much fun. And it was. Audi is the best atmosphere in the league, in my eyes. Don't hate me if you're not a Spirit fan. But like all year round, but in playoffs, it somehow finds more decibels. It's just incredible. It's so much fun.
I just loved seeing the look on your face when you scored your own penalty kick, when you were celebrating with the fans. The intensity that playoffs bring is truly American. It's something unlike anything else. And so
to turn around. I was like, if it's one of my celebration pictures, it's got to be taken down quickly.
So as we look to the final, the ultimate moment in the playoffs, for uneven as their results have been, Gotham has been really meeting the moment in this playoffs. They're a star-studded team. They're stingy at the back. They're dangerous on set pieces. This is a team who's proving to excel under pressure, but whose unpredictability has actually been their strength this postseason. How has that made them kind of a unique team to prepare or to play against?
I mean, I don't think anyone would have slated Gotham to finish 8th in the regular season. Like, they're one of the favourites every year because of the depth of talent that they have in their squad. So I don't think their seed is really a fair reflection of the team that they are. So we know it's going to be a tough game. It's always really tense and exciting when we play them. So we're really excited.
I mean, how for you? I want to make the final question about the fans. You talk beautifully about, I mean, I watch Rowdy Audi on a weekly basis, and it feels like everything that's good in life, just an incredible collective moment, a sense of really rapturous memory making, an incredible party. And your Spirit performers, they've had your back through every single second of this season. They felt your pain last year. So what would it mean for these incredibly passionate, loyal fans back home, some of whom are here tonight? What would it mean for you to bring them back this trophy?
I mean, we're just so proud to be able to play for DC week in and week out. Like, we really feel like we have the city behind us when we're playing. They're just so interactive and they care. It's not even just about the goals. It's about, like, good tackles, good passes. They, like, know the game, and it's amazing. And to be able to bring a championship back to them would just mean the world.
I want to say to you both, thank you so much for being with us. Before we go, we want to take another photograph front of stage. It's fast becoming a tradition, San Jose, to make a memory for everyone here. It's going to last a lifetime. On your feet again, San Jose. Let's photo it up. Let's hear it for Esme Morgan and Hal Hershfelt. Holy crap, Sammy.
I know. I can't believe only one team can win this weekend. It seems so unfair. For such a competitive person, I love them. I want everyone to win. I'm pulling a Brandi. I do think besides being amazing soccer players, these teams and players are under so much pressure right now, both to physically take care of their bodies and perform, but also mentally to stay confident, calm, and sharp on a really enormous stage.
Sammy, that's called a pivot, because before we get to the final act tonight, I first want to thank an associate sponsor who I adore, CVS Health. who've made their history as the first Fortune 5 company. Thank you for clapping CVS Health, because I genuinely adore them. I adore them as, like Ariana Grande and Dua Lipa love CVS. They both seem to love them very, very much. And part of the reason is they've made women's health the top priority. And Sam, I mean, they sponsor the first ever jersey sponsored by a healthcare company. It happens to be your finalist, Washington Spirit's jersey. And at the tip, I said to you, they've made women's health a priority, which is incredibly beautiful. You've been to the final 5 times. I'm fascinated. How have you experienced health and wellness at the end of a season? You were exhausted. It's been a grind. You're absolutely mentally, physically at the end. How do you live these moments?
Yeah, I think it's, remembering that this is the moment where you have to be your best. You have been pushing your body all season long, and there's just kind of this one more spot on the horizon for you to get through. And I think what makes this partnership with CVS so special is that we see CVS putting NWSL players first, supporting players who are taking on even more than what they're doing on the field, always being multi-hyphenates, navigating pregnancy, motherhood, parenting, while managing their professional careers, playing in a final, playing professional soccer. So I just love watching how CVS Health supports women on every step of their journey, not just as athletes, but as people.
By the way, I look serious about loving CVS. The little bit of Englishness that's left in me when I walk in, I feel the beauty of America, just the breadth of offerings. It is such a great American institution to me. And their support of the women's game only makes me love them more. Huge shout out to Melissa Schulman, who's made all of this possible. And from the women's game to the women's game of games, pivot within a pivot, Sam, because we've asked all of our guests to prophesize what will happen this Saturday in San Jose. It's time for you to crystal ball it. Tell us, Mewis, Darmus, what it will be, because I know you love giving score predictions.
Yeah, I was just making sure that the players were gone. Anything for CVS. You guys saw, I love all the players that were here tonight. I have a lot of respect for both teams. I'm going to say it with my chest right now. I'm going 2-1 Gotham.
Straight and shooting, Sam Mewis. Sam, you've talked about tonight a fairy tale comeback, so let's close this night of 1,000 stars with a bona fide, incredible human being from the Good Vibes firmament.
I would love nothing more than to welcome someone I joined the league with 10 years ago, way back in 2015. We were just 2 hopeful NWSL draftees getting sent to Western New York. She is an Olympic gold medalist, Seattle Reign's dynamic forward, one of the NWSL's all-time leading goal scorers, a player who has won more NWSL championships than anyone else. She also co-hosts our little podcast called Good Vibes FC. It's Lynn Biyendolo. Colleen has it.
Oh, incredible.
Oh, Lynn.
Thank you so much.
Lynn, it's always incredible to see you. I will say never more than now. In this incredible moment in your life, you and your beautiful husband, Marley, we know the news. You're about to be parents. How thrilled are we for it? Look at that photograph. Tell us, honestly, how are you feeling?
I'm good now. The first trimester was tough, but I am good. I'm feeling better, and I'm excited just to be here.
I am so happy that Lynn's here. So Lynn, tonight I was thinking we could share some of our experience with NWSL playoffs and championships as we approach this momentous occasion on Saturday. And I would like to start with my personal favorite moment that has ever happened in our entire friendship.
Oh.
We were playing for Western New York in 2016, a Cinderella team who made it all the way to the semifinal against big bad Portland Thorns, the giants of the league, and then Lynn did this. I helped.
Sam, you did most of the work. That's my favorite picture.
Lynn, I feel like I just want you to tell the audience why this goal means so much to us in our friendship.
Okay, before we get to that, just ignore my hair because I don't know who said that was like a good look. So not a true friend.
I think it's cute. Look how cute my hair is.
Yeah, you should bring that back.
I know.
Anyway, that was so special because as connected as me and Sam are, we could not be on the same page for the life of us during that whole season. I would make a run, Sam wouldn't play the ball. Sam would play the ball, I wouldn't make a run. And like the whole season, we had been practicing and we're like, what is the problem? Like, why aren't we on the same page? And then this moment happened and it was the first time we had like finally connected. And that's our...
And we've been best friends ever since.
And then, yeah, before that, not friends.
By the way, that was an incredible pass.
Thank you.
I know.
An incredible. Can we roll that goal
I
again?
know, I didn't
By the way,
do much.
Look how fast she runs. And then look at this pass.
We made it look so easy. It wasn't.
It's a stunning moment of football in every single regard. And you took that team first, well, you took a number of teams, Western New York Flash, you took the North Carolina Courage to 4 NWSL finals in a row. I love that photo. I'd love that photograph. Look at it. When you look at that, what does that make you feel, Sammy Mewis?
I mean, so much joy. Obviously everybody up here pretty much has said that the best part of playing soccer is the people. And Lynn is my best friend. And the fact that we had shared so many successful moments in our career and that we have so many happy memories. I mean, we did lose 2 championships together, and those were terrible. But we won 3, and that was sick. And now look at all the nice pictures we have.
I know. It's a good odds, actually, I think.
You won 3 of the 4. And I mean, you later won a 4th with Gotham in 2023. Look at that photograph. I mean, it's really, again, a beautiful, beautiful image. Do all championship wins feel the same, Lynn, or do you have a favorite?
Oh, I don't have a favorite. I think that they're all different in their own ways. But it never gets like, oh, I've done this before, I'm not excited about it. Because you never know when you're gonna make it to a championship again. Like, it's never guaranteed. It's never, you have to earn every single one of them. And every single team I've been on has had a different struggle or a different challenge. So then when you get to that final and you win, it feels like the season was, in some ways, like, worth it. Not saying that the other ones weren't, but it just solidifies, like, all that hard times. But I will say the first one is always really exciting, and we had no business being there, so we were not good.
We had some good moments.
We did. We had a lot of potential, obviously, and then we went on to do great things, but that first year we were not. It wasn't good.
It wasn't pretty, but it was special. During most of our championship runs, we were roommates, and I think, this is what the players who've just left the stage tomorrow and Saturday during the day, this is what they're going to be feeling. It's like the day of the final, the night before the final, there's a special kind of energy. And we would always have that, whether it was in our apartment or in our hotel room. Leading up to the championship game, you just have nerves in your whole body all day long. And we used to do certain special rituals on the day of the final to get psyched up for the game. And I wanted you to tell everybody about them.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I feel like you're so nervous, you're trying to be silly a little bit. So we would have a silly moment and just try to calm each other down, do a little foam rolling, make some pancakes for breakfast, and some coffee, obviously. And then we would watch Rocky to really pump ourselves up.
Just like the fight scenes.
Yeah, that's it.
But all of them.
Yeah, the whole time. And I think that it would just be us too. It was just me and Sam watching them. If anybody walked in, they'd be like, you guys are nuts.
Yeah. It was intense.
Yeah. It got us going.
Yeah. So you have experienced championship games in all different types of scenarios. You have been obviously part of a Cinderella team, which happened not only in 2016, but also with Gotham in 2023 when you squeaked into playoffs, came in last, not dissimilar from kind of this Gotham team that came in 8th and had this incredible run to the final. So you've made the final with both the pressure of being a favorite and the mindset of an up against the odds underdog. Which do you prefer? The chip on your shoulder?
Ooh.
Or the weight of expectations?
Well, I prefer going in knowing you're going to win.
That was nice.
Yeah, that was nice. I do feel like in North Carolina, we had that mentality of, I just know we're going to win. And even if the game was coming down to the last second and we hadn't scored, I was like, oh, yeah, we're still going to win. Like, that mentality is really cool to have. But there is something special about upsetting another team. And the silence of, like, a home crowd. I know neither team is home, but sometimes we would play in home crowds. So the silence of a home crowd was always, like, so special, knowing that you were the underdog. I don't know. I just like winning.
What did that feel like? Can you describe that in words, the satisfaction of the silence of a home crowd?
Well, it's a little weird because the ball goes in the net, and you're like, did it go in the net? Like,
well, yeah, and then you, like, hear yourself yell, and you're like, oh.
Yeah, you're like,
I didn't want to hear that.
Yeah, exactly. And then you turn around, and everybody's, like, running up to you, and you're like, okay, yeah, that was real. It's just like in those moments, because everybody's doubted you and thought you couldn't do it, it's like proving somebody wrong.
You only know you've scored because you look over and there's Rose Lavelle's mum having a fireball.
Exactly. Exactly.
I got a question I've always wanted to ask, and I don't want to get too tactical in this show, but I do need to know this from you, Lynn. Post-game locker room celebrations, is spraying your friends with champagne in those big goggles as bloody incredible as it looks?
Yeah. Not wearing the goggles is tough because it burns your eyeballs. It does burn your eyeballs. But that is my favorite moment of the entire season, when you can just finally let loose and get a little rowdy with your girls.
Yeah, I do think we were always kind of taking the celebrations to new levels. There is one story in particular of me and Kristen Hamilton cannonballing into the ice bath, which like hurt and was dangerous. And
that was like crazy. First of all, the little tiny backstory is we had to go to Portland because there was a hurricane in North Carolina, and apparently the team couldn't fly in, but we could fly out. I don't know the weather. Anyways, we went to Portland. Portland, we were technically the home team, but Portland didn't want us to give up their home locker room. I wouldn't either, but anyways, we ended up winning, and all of a sudden I see Kristen and Sam running to the ice bath that's in the shower and just cannonballing it. And I'm like, you guys, that's that much water.
Yeah, it hurt.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, it hurt.
As I was cheering you on, though, I was like, yeah, go.
Yeah, it was a good laugh. I would do that again, but I would, if I could redo all of my post-championship celebrations, I would try really hard not to get kicked out of Heo's house after 2019. That was my bad.
Yeah, me and Pat, Sam's husband, were just talking, and all of a sudden I see Sam coming up to us saying, I'm getting kicked out. And we're like, well, Sam, you were throwing beer cans off the balcony.
Allegedly.
So I think you self-evicted, but...
Yeah, I was I deserve to go.
We were just like, just stop doing that and you could stay.
Heo did ask me to leave. Maybe I didn't tell you guys that part yet. Anyways, as we mentioned, you did win one of your championships without me, but you were with my sister, Christy, because Sam Mewis will always be there for you. That's how Christy holds my nephew now. That championship, again, was with Gotham in 2023, who had this eerily similar entry into playoffs this season. Rog, you're up next.
Take it away.
Nice.
It's going off the rails.
No, by the way, I just want to say what a joy it is. We are on the eve of a beautiful, beautiful final. To be with these two human beings who between them have played in pretty well almost every NWSL final and won so bloody many. And here these memories. This is what it means for all of these footballers. This is the stakes. These are the meanings. These are the sacrifices. This is all of it. And before you go, by the way, I do want to hear more about Heyo kicking you out of the house. I've got to be candid. Was she angry? Was she nice? Was she calm? Was she just stern? Did you know that you should self-evict?
I think she called me bro. Like, I obviously I'd had a couple of alcoholic beverages at this point, so don't quote me. But I do think that she vaguely was like, bro, you gotta leave. And I was like, I know.
I've done a bad thing. I gotta go.
I didn't fight it.
No, you did. You just left.
But she was chill about it the next day. We continued the celebration the next day. I apologized.
Yeah,
like a grown-up.
sometimes things happen when you're celebrating.
Sorry.
You're you're trying to have a good time.
There was just an awkwardness the next day, and then Sammy just flung herself across the locker room and did a cannonball into the ice bath again. But you both lived this life. You've lived the highs, you've lived the lows, you've shared all of it together with a friendship which is honestly beautiful, inspirational, unshakable. So I want to ask both of you to finish. Leave us with a good vibe, if you will, a hope for all the players, all of the fans. So many of these players will be forming relationships like the ones you have in the final tomorrow. They'll be up here in years to come telling these stories. The fans will be making their own memories. The league itself. What's your wish for this weekend and all that is to come? You take it in turns, whoever
Sam, go
wants to
first.
go first.
My good vibe is, not playing anymore is a very weird journey. And coming up here, actually, when we went through what we were going to show on the screen behind us earlier in rehearsal, and I saw the play of us performing so well together, I got actual tears in my eyes because I have so many incredible memories with people that I love so much. And I think stepping away from playing, but getting welcomed back in this role and having my friends actually support me and show up for me and come on the podcast and come on a live show has been so rewarding in a way I never would have expected or even asked for. Having you all show up to come and watch a show that is just tangentially related to the actual show on Saturday just makes me feel really grateful that this community is as welcoming as it is and is as loyal and invested and cares so much and allows me to be more than one thing. And so I just think my good vibe is everybody in this room, everybody here this weekend, the opportunities that are coming because of this incredible game and that we all love and the relationships we get to make inside of it.
I should have gone first. Normally you don't have a good vibe, and now you want to come up with that? What? Okay.
Speak from the heart.
Yeah, okay, my good vibe is...
Just get yourself a little treat.
Yeah,
do we have any good vibes listeners out there? Lynn is notorious for saying, my good vibe is just having a little treat.
It brings me happiness. Okay, my good vibe is obviously me and Sam have been around this game for, feels like since the start of this NWSL journey, and I just am so grateful for just your friendship through the whole journey. Obviously, we are in different positions now, but to have somebody support my career and to be able to support you and have the true friendship that blossomed out of just two people with their own individual dreams and to be able to come together and like share our dreams together has been so incredible. It's meant the world to me. And with that, I also think that my good vibe is just the growth of women's soccer. That first NWSL championship that we played in, there was like 100 people there, it felt like. And after, we're celebrating, we're having a great time, but we're finding our own bar, we're just figuring it out on the fly. And now to be able to be in a room with, I don't know how many people are here, but it felt like only this many people at the NWSL championship, and see like all the activations that are happening around the championship game. I just am so grateful from a player's perspective, but also as somebody who eventually is going to be on the other side of that, to have people just support and want to grow this game as badly as we wanted to. So that's my good vibe. Just thank you guys so much for being here.
Give it up for Lynn Biyendolo.
Do it again for Lynn Biyendolo.
All right, everybody, that's the last time we're going to ask you to stand up. Thank you so much for doing that all night long. You've been incredible. I think just to echo what Lynn was saying, this has been the most wonderful night. Every NWSL final, every team, every player is different, and yet every year this sport grows and grows. And the reason for that is you, the fans, many of whom have been here with us since the early days of the league, the very beginning, when there was no live show, there was no fan fest, no celebration like this at Championship Weekend. You all have stuck with this league through a pandemic. You've stuck with your teams when they traded your favorite player. You've showed up when it mattered the most. And again, as I have transitioned from player to fan, I have stayed up late with you all. Well, maybe not you all in San Jose, but the 10 p.m. East Coast times are painful for me, but I do it. And sometimes you even watch your team lose. We're holding our breath when players get injured. We're searching all the apps for whatever game is on that one. We've all cheered for Temwa Chawinga. We've all scratched our head at the availability report and marveled at how athletes like this can just continue to put on such an incredible show. Becoming a fan for me, those are, I think, the things that I relate to you all on now, and that has made me so happy, and I just want to thank you all for making this whole thing possible.
I want to very quickly thank all of our team and the Men in Blazers Media Network who've charged into San Jose to make this show possible. Thank you for not going to San Diego, you mad bastards.
I'm sorry.
I want to especially thank the women's game staff who've worked so hard to make so much meaning and joy in our lives, especially Jen Samples, who leads the team with an incredible wonder. I also want to thank our friends at Nationwide, at CVS, at NWSL for their support in making tonight happen. It's been an honor to listen to be candid, mostly because ever more in our chaotic world, football has become just an immense human joy. It's become a profound connector. I felt it in so many moments tonight, listening to everybody who's come on stage. And I hope that Saturday's final will add to that and be another vessel of collective memory for you all as you go to this game. All of you watching along at home too. And I pray that we get to make memories together and savor making memories together, no matter who the winner will be, Sam. I just want to thank, more than anything, all of you here in the room tonight. It's been genuinely the joy of my week to be with you, to listen to you, Sam. Big, big love to you all, San Jose. Thank you. Courage.